Title: Love Between Shadows. Part 1. A Meeting Without Hopes. Anya is a young journalist who has just received her first big assignment at a prestigious publication. She's deeply immersed in work, aiming to prove to herself and the world that she is capable of much more than just being a writer. She believes love is just chemistry, something that fades with time, leaving only painful memories. However, one evening at a corporate event organized by her editorial office, she accidentally meets Alexei, a successful businessman who has come to the event on business. His strict appearance and confidence catch her attention, but Anya quickly dismisses any thoughts of him. She's convinced that people like him only bring more disappointment. Alexei, on the other hand, feels an inexplicable attraction to this intelligent and emotionally distant woman. Part 2. A Meeting That Changes Everything. After a few months of unnoticed communication within their circle of acquaintances, fate brings them together again. Alexei comes for an interview at the publication where Anya works. Her calm, cautious demeanor and professionalism impress him, and he starts paying more attention to her. Anya feels uneasy as she doesn't want to open up, trying to maintain her distance. However, she gradually starts to realize that Alexei is very different from the image she had formed of him. There is something real in him, something she had been looking for so long, but was afraid to let into her life. Part 3. First Love, First Doubts. Alexei and Anya begin to date. The first days seem magical. He is open, caring, willing to do everything to make her feel important. Anya, who was convinced that relationships always lead to pain, tries to keep her emotional distance. But Alexei doesn't give up. He makes her open up, and although she's afraid to believe it, she starts to realize that there is something more between them than just physical attraction. However, the more she opens up, the more she notices that Alexei is hiding his past, and this raises doubts in her. Part 4. The Dimming Spark. Alexei begins to seem more distant. He spends more time at work, and their relationship becomes superficial. Anya begins to question her feelings. She wonders if she had been naive, letting her heart open to this man. Her inner doubts deepen the crisis in their relationship, and they start arguing over trivial matters. Part 5. The First Big Argument. Alexei learns that Anya has discovered more about his dark past, connections with people he had been trying to avoid to maintain his reputation. Anya feels betrayed, as Alexei wasn't open with her from the start. He assures her that he didn't want to drag her into his past, but Anya feels betrayed and possibly manipulated. They argue so fiercely that they decide to break up, even though they both still love each other. The decision is painful and difficult for both, but they don't see any other way. Part 6. The Path to Self-Discovery. After the breakup, Alexei begins to seriously reconsider his life. He feels lost and realizes that his emotional distance is a result of numerous painful experiences. He begins working on himself, seeking help from a therapist, trying to change his views on relationships. Anya, on the other hand, tries to regain her emotional balance, finding a new purpose in life. She understands that her self-esteem and inner strength shouldn't depend on her relationships with others, so she also starts working on herself. Part 7. A Shared Search for Answers. After a few months of personal growth, Alexei reaches out to Anya. He honestly tells her about his past, his fears and mistakes, explaining how he is changing for her and his own principles. He asks her to give him another chance, but this time without secrets and lies. Anya, looking into his eyes, feels that the changes are real. She begins to believe that he can change, but she still has doubts about whether she can let him back into her life without losing herself. Part 8, A New Awakening of Hope. They start talking again and working on their relationship. Anya realizes that opening her heart is hard, but she is ready to give him a chance because she sees that Alexei has changed. He listens more, is more open, and their interactions become more sincere. Although there are still doubts, they begin to see potential in their relationship. Part 9, The First True Test. Their relationship faces a new challenge when a new male colleague at Anya's office begins to give her a lot of attention. Alexei feels that this could lead to new difficulties as jealousy begins to emerge. Anya, for her part, tries to explain that her feelings for Alexei haven't changed, but misunderstandings arise once again. Part 10. A new blow unexpectedly, Alexei faces financial difficulties. Due to poor investments and unforeseen risks, his business loses part of its capital, leading to new worries and uncertainty. This creates tension in their relationship, as Anya worries if he will be able to handle the situation. Alexei loses his usual confidence and starts doubting his abilities. Anya tries to support him, but once again, distance arises between them. Part 11. The Road to Recovery. Alexei decides not to give up and works with financial consultants, finding ways to fix his mistakes. He also has to admit to Anya his fears about losing her due to his problems. Anya, seeing how he's recovering, understands that true love isn't about avoiding difficulties, but about overcoming them together. Part 12. The Search for Inner Harmony. Anya begins to work on her inner world, searching for her place in life. She decides to take a personal development course, learning to be more confident and accepting of herself as she is. Alexei supports her, becoming her reliable pillar. Together, they start making new plans for the future. Part 13. Another separation. After several months of recovery, Anya decides to take a break from the relationship. She feels that, although her feelings for Alexei haven't changed, she needs more space for herself. Alexei, while loving her, respects her decision, although it hurts him deeply. They both understand that their relationship needs more time and effort to understand each other on a deeper level. Part 14. Reflections and Changes. Alexei spends more time with family and friends trying to balance work and personal life. He reflects on what he really wants from life and from his relationship with Anya. Anya, on the other hand, focuses on her career and personal growth. Both of them go through these changes and discover a lot about themselves. Part 15. Promising Not to Betray. After several months of separation, they meet again and openly discuss their feelings and experiences. Alexei promises not to hide his emotions anymore and to be open with Anya. She promises not to close her heart to him and not to be afraid of moving forward together. They both realize that true love doesn't disappear after the first argument or crisis, but becomes stronger through the trials they can overcome together. Part 16. An Important Choice. Anya and Alexei grow even closer, but their path to full harmony is not easy. Alexei proposes a serious step in their relationship. moving in together. Anya faces her doubts again. Is she ready for such a big step? Could this be the beginning of something lasting, or just another relationship that ends in disappointment? She decides that in order to understand her true feelings, she needs to take this step. She agrees, but on the condition that it will be done thoughtfully and slowly. Part 17. A New Life Together. Living together brings new challenges. Despite their sincere feelings, they face problems with daily life, different views on organizing their routine, and even simple domestic habits that seem insignificant but lead to arguments. Anya begins to worry if this is really what she wants and if she is ready for this new reality. Alexei tries to be patient and open, but he struggles to understand why Anya often feels out of place. Part 18. The past revealed one evening, Alexei accidentally finds old letters Anya wrote to her first love. He reads them and realizes how much she has suffered from a painful loss in her past. This shocks him, as he didn't know what she had been through. An open discussion about this moment allows them to better understand each other. Alexei realizes that Anya carries a lot of pain, and he starts to understand why she is so cautious in relationships. Part 19. Support in the toughest moments. The next major challenge comes when Alexei learns about serious problems at work. His company faces financial difficulties, and he is forced to make tough decisions. This makes him feel helpless, and he sees how the stress begins to affect his relationship with Anya. However, instead of withdrawing, Anya shows incredible support. She helps him deal with the crisis, motivates him, and makes him realize that together they can overcome everything. They begin to understand how important support is during tough times. Part 20. Trials Overcome, Summaries and New Horizons. After all the trials, Anya and Alexei begin a new phase of their life. They have both learned to trust each other, not to hide their emotions, and to be ready for changes. Alexei decides to continue developing his business, but not at the cost of his personal life. Anya begins working on her book, something she had long put off due to doubts. Together they set new goals and dream about a future that no longer seems so frightening and uncertain. Gradually, their love transforms into a stable and deep partnership, where mutual understanding is as important as the desire to grow together. They understand that true love doesn't fade after the first argument or crisis. It only grows stronger through the challenges they've faced together.